Hello Aries, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly tarot check for all Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is going to be your weekly check from Sunday to Sunday, April 5th through the 12th, okay? So 5th through the 12th of April. Let's see what is going on for Aries this week. We're going to just read the energy of the cards. And I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing my videos. I really appreciate staying connected to you in this time. And it's just a really strange time, I think, for a lot of people. Happy birthday to any of you Aries, if it's your birthday this week. Certainly could be this month. And I hope you're doing well and know that you are here on this earth for a reason. Your soul has a higher purpose and you are ascending, as are we all. So if you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you as a subscriber and know that I put out videos about every week. And if you want to hit the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted. I am going to do a kind of a seasonal quarterly check coming up here too as kind of an additional thing this month. So, but for now, let's talk about the week ahead. All right, for Aries. The sign that goes where others cannot. Aries, that little ram that climbs and climbs. All right, remember we're going Sunday to Sunday, so I'm going to give you a card for every day. Sunday, here you are. I don't know if it's your birthday on the 5th, but you're going to kick ass if it is. You got the Emperor, that's you. So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then you go into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday, and then the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Wands. Very nice with the Emperor. Boy, you have powerful energy this week. Now, let's talk a little bit about these cards. You've got three major arcana here. You've got the Emperor, the Hanged Man, and the Magician. And then you also have the King of Wands. Boy, you have a lot of fire in this reading. You have the 6, and then into the 7, and the 10, and of course the King. So, the King is a clarifier. That's not just standing in your power. That's like gaining momentum in your power. So, for many of us, between the time of the beginning of June until into next January of 2021, you seriously are going to be able to move mountains. You are going to be realizing and getting such momentum in terms of your career and financial just new opportunities. I know I've been having it for myself left and right. Things I had never thought of in my life have just been showing up. And that can be true for anybody. So let's talk about these cards. Now, of course, we all have free will, right? So I'm giving you the energy, but you have your own will and you can change things. We don't do readings by fate, which is basically doom and gloom and this is what's going to happen. We go by destiny. And destiny is all about being divinely guided. So I have a little bird outside my window that's chirping and chirping. I hope you can pick some of that up. It's kind of cool to have. You start off here on Sunday in the Emperor, and this is Aries energy, and it's like a rebirth. It's like this very strong, confident energy. And I do feel like you're going to be surrounded by people or have a lot of contacts. It might not be surrounded like in terms of a huge group, but maybe, your immediate family's around you. But from more of a, I guess, a communication standpoint that way, where you're going to have people reaching out to you, contacting you, and maybe even seeking some advice from you on some things. Again, I do feel like you have a turn of events here. You start the week off really strong, dominating, and just feeling really good overall. This is it's also a 4-2 for those of you, but that like the numbers of the cards. It can also be too for some of you. You may have an interest, a love interest, that's kind of opposite of you. So maybe somebody who's more indecisive, more passive, that kind of thing. And the most powerful thing that we have are choices. And sometimes when we have indecisive people around us, it has to do with their own lack of alignment with their own personal power. Sometimes that can be okay for a while, but I don't know that it's going to run the distance. I just have somebody's coming in with kind of this relationship. It's kind of a pain in the butt, honestly, where it's like you're having to almost drag this person along and it gets a little irritating at times. I think they're very attracted to you. And I also think, though, too, sometimes they give you a bad rap. and this isn't everybody's storyline, but it's coming in really strong, where they claim that you're controlling, but it's like they are so indecisive that it's almost like, well, okay, are we both just supposed to sit here and swirl, or does one of us make a decision? And it's almost feeling like some kind of a mental health issue where they've got really extreme anxiety to the point that it could be a clinical diagnosis, or even bipolar, where they're just going from one thing to the next. It's not a great energy, and I do feel like it brings out some sternness in you because of, in part, frustration, because they're somewhat unstable. Now, that's for some of you. For some of you, that's not your reading, but it is for somebody. Monday, you've got the Hanged Man, and this is all about changing your perspective. It's surrender to win. So I do feel like if you're in some kind of a dispute with somebody, sometimes we have to step back and see when somebody's being a spectacle and go, you know what, I'm not going to participate in that. Nope, I don't need to win that fight. I don't need to attend every fight I'm invited to. I'm just going to step away from this person because nothing's going to be gained through my participation in this. I do think, too, for some of you, you may be looking at a relationship differently. And I feel like for some, it's going to really turn in a direction. For this other storyline, it's not. But for some of you, it is going to take a turn in a direction where by Tuesday, this person is like really singing your praises. I also think at work, too, that may be very true, where you're putting in a lot of effort and just going that extra mile. Like if you are working from home, you're doing things like creating videos to send out to your customers or to clients or things like that. And you're just kind of rising to the occasion. You're not the person who's moving from one end of the couch to the next and can't wash their hair and doesn't remember the last time they put on real clothes. It's not that kind of energy. It's like, you know what, I need to keep going here. I need to do something. And that's where I think this energy goes into the next 6 months for you guys, where it really picks up momentum. But, on Tuesday, you've got a really nice flow here. It's all about victory and success. Again, I think there's somebody that's very attracted to you. They think you're hot, and they want to, to go further with the relationship. And there's obstacles in the way for some of you, but again, you're going to keep moving and maneuvering around those. You have such confidence and momentum in your energy, and especially with that King of Wands, again, you're in your power, but that power is growing, and it's not asserting yourself on others. So this is Wednesday. It's like, again, this whole situation where we're distanced and we're not able to, see each other in a traditional way. I feel like you're getting very creative with it. Again, where I mentioned the videos before, some of you might be writing like letters or notes or cards to people too, where it's like you're just not going to turn into a puddle. Aries doesn't turn into a puddle anyway. And here you go. So by Thursday, again, with this relationship that I mentioned, for some of you, not the one that's really unstable, the other one, you've got all the elements here. There's passion, there's real love, there's adoration, but there's also money available, and just creativity. So I feel like for some of you, with the Emperor here and the Magician and the King of Wands, it's a very kind of masculine-ish energy, but it's confidence. I feel like you're going to have some inspiration this week that is going to really lead you into something greater. Again, for those of you that are celebrating a birthday, I do feel like it'll be as celebratory as possible for you. So by Friday here, you have the 8 of Cups, and this is all about healing. I do feel like for some of you, if you have someone who's interested in you, they have put in some work and they've really turned their back. They are done with their previous relationship. So if some of you have kind of been like, yeah, I know what she's talking about. There is this relationship. This person's definitely into me, but I'm not too sure. They've turned their back on everything else, and they would definitely you know, delete anything in their phone if they haven't already. If they haven't, it was an oversight. It's not somebody that's hanging on to the past. They want to leave the past behind. They're not even looking back. You know, sometimes they say it's okay to look at the past, just don't stare. This person's not even looking. They know to move forward, they need to just be focused on what's next. You know, what's next in this journey. And they've got an offer. You're also going to, like I said, be seeing some changes and offers at work. I just had somebody at my work resign. Now, that could mean a lot of things. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that. I think all the way through that first part of April, there's going to be some definite shakeups that begin with things like people realizing they don't want to be in a certain job anymore and just resign. But for you, you do have an offer. Again, there's slow movement right now, and I think that's obvious. I mean, there's not much that you can do in terms of, you know, physical exchanges and things like that. But this person, I feel like they want to like send you something or give you a gift in some way, and they might even do that where somebody gives you leaves something for you, you know, outside of your apartment or your house or what have you, where they even send something to you through the mail. And it does feel like mail. I know I mentioned that before, but the slowness of that, I feel like it's not only you maybe sending things, but you receiving something too. So by Sunday, you've got this 10 of Wands here. Again, this is fire energy, but I do feel like anything that you do is to further yourself. So, you know, you may have a week where you've had a lot of responsibility that brings success, but you might, and like I said, you're doing creative things at work. You may start to feel it a little bit by the next Sunday. And so this may be a time just to kind of chill out a little bit. It's like I said, I mean, you're taking on all these new endeavors, and it feels like it splinters your energy just a little bit. It's nothing crazy, but just be careful that you are able to work in a succinct fashion that's not getting to be too much, where it starts to be like too many different ideas taking you in too many different directions. So overall, though, I mean, you've got this King of Wands here, and so, you know, whatever you do is going to be moving you in the right direction. So overall, your energy is very good. It's very strong, fire energy. Like I said, I think there's somebody out there that's very interested in you. And don't be concerned that they're hanging on to the past, because they're not. And like I said, there's another batch of you that have somebody who needs some growing up. They need to do a little bit of growing up. This could also be related to them too, by the way. So let's do an Ask and It Is Given card here. To receive what I want, I must not push against unwanted. This is an expanding universe, and all things must be allowed. In other words, for you to understand and experience what you desire, you must understand that which you do not desire. For in order to be able to choose and focus, both must be present and understood. So, you know that when you know what you don't want, that just clarifies what you do want. So if you have a person in your life, you want to really focus on the side of them or the sides of them that are really attractive, because that's what you'll get. You'll get what you think about. So be aware of that and pivot and refocus your thoughts on the things that you really enjoy and like, so that you get more of those, because the more you look at what you don't want, the more it brings it towards you. So I hope you have this great first week here, or actually second week now of April. And I'll be back in about a week for mid-month checks. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I love you.